3 months ago, a friend of mine got laid off on a Tuesday morning. No warning, no severance, nothing. Just a calendar invite at 9 a.m. that said, team meeting. And by 9:15, he was locked out of his laptop. 11 years at that company. Gone in 15 minutes. Now here is the part that should scare every single person watching this. He had $400 in savings. $400. And a mortgage due in 18 days. I watched him spiral into complete panic because he had no plan, no roadmap, no idea where to even start. And I kept thinking, what would have happened if he had asked for help the moment it happened? So I did something about it. I took his exact situation, $400 saved, mortgage due in 18 days, no job, no income, no plan, and I dropped it into ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok, word for word. Same situation. 4 completely different AIs. And what came back genuinely changed how I think about financial emergency planning forever. Because one of these AIs gave advice so practical and so specific that if my friend had followed it that Tuesday morning, he would have been in a completely different position within 72 hours. And one of them gave advice so dangerously optimistic, it would have made his situation dramatically worse. Let me show you everything. Starting with ChatGPT. I typed in the exact situation. Just lost my job. $400 in savings. Mortgage due in 18 days. Zero income coming in. What do I do right now? ChatGPT responded immediately. And the first thing it said was, do not panic, which sounds useless. But then it did something actually smart. It broke the problem into 3 separate time zones. What to do in the next 24 hours. What to do in the next 7 days. What to do in the next 30 days. In the next 24 hours, ChatGPT said, call your mortgage company today. Not tomorrow, today. Tell them exactly what happened. Ask about forbearance options. Most people do not know this, but mortgage companies have programs specifically for job loss situations. They can pause or reduce payments for 3 to 6 months, but you have to call them first. They will not call you. Then ChatGPT said file for unemployment insurance the same day. Not next week, same day. Every day you wait is money you are leaving on the table. In the first 7 days, cut every single subscription immediately. Netflix, gym, everything. Then contact a temp agency for immediate short-term work. In the first 30 days, update resume, start applying. Use LinkedIn actively. Now here is my honest assessment. This is solid foundational advice. The mortgage forbearance tip alone could save someone thousands of dollars. But it felt like advice written for a calm person sitting comfortably at a desk, not for someone who just got locked out of their laptop 20 minutes ago and is shaking in the parking lot. Realism. 8 out of 10. Useful in a real emergency. 7 out of 10. Emotionally intelligent. 5 out of 10. ChatGPT gets a B. Good information, but missing the human element completely. Now, Claude. I typed the exact same situation, and Claude did something none of the others did. Before giving me a single piece of advice, it acknowledged that this is terrifying. It said, this is an incredibly stressful situation, and it makes complete sense that you are feeling overwhelmed right now. Then it said, let us take this one step at a time together. I know that sounds small, but think about what that does for someone in actual crisis. Before the advice even starts, the panic comes down slightly, enough to actually absorb information. Then Claude gave me a priority stack. Not a list, a priority stack, meaning if to do these things in this exact order, because each one unlocks the next one. Step 1. Call mortgage company today and ask specifically about hardship forbearance programs. Have your account number ready. Write down the name of whoever you speak to. Step 2. File for unemployment insurance online right now. Claude even gave me the exact website, unemployment.gov. Step 3. List every single monthly expense in order of what happens if you do not pay it. Mortgage first, power second, phone third, everything else after. Step 4. Text 3 people in your professional network today. Not email, text. Tell them exactly what happened and exactly what kind of role you are looking for. Step 5. Look at what skills you have that someone would pay for this week. Not next month. This week. Tutoring, consulting, freelance work, anything with immediate income potential. And then Claude said something that genuinely stopped me. It said, "The goal of the first 72 hours is not to solve everything. The goal is to stabilize. Stop the bleeding first. Then figure out how to heal. That one sentence is better than most paid financial coaching I have ever seen." Realism. 10 out of 10. Useful in a real emergency. 10 out of 10. Emotionally intelligent. 10 out of 10. Claude gets a perfect A. First perfect score on this channel. And it earned every single point. Then there was Gemini. Gemini gave me the most comprehensive response of all 4. It was also the least useful. The response was so long I actually had to scroll for 45 seconds just to reach the end. It covered emergency funds, job search strategies, resume writing tips, networking best practices, government assistance programs, mental health resources, long-term career pivoting strategies, retirement account considerations. And I kept thinking, this person just lost their job 20 minutes ago. They do not need a career pivot strategy. They need to know if they can pay their mortgage. Gemini gave me a library when I needed a flashlight. The information is all technically accurate, but accuracy without prioritization in a crisis situation is not help. It is noise. Realism. 6 out of 10. Useful in a real emergency. 3 out of 10. Emotionally intelligent. 2 out of 10. Gemini gets a D+, worst score in this series so far. And finally, Grok. Grok's response started with energy. It said, "Okay, here is what you do." And I appreciated the confidence immediately. Then it said, "First thing, reach out to your network aggressively. Post on LinkedIn today. Tell everyone you are available," which is not bad advice. Then it said, "Look into gig economy work. DoorDash, Uber, TaskRabbit. You can have income by tomorrow." Also reasonable. But then Grok said something that made me genuinely concerned. It suggested looking into personal loans and credit cards as a bridge to cover expenses while job searching, with $400 in savings, and a mortgage already due. Taking on new debt in that situation is not a bridge. It is a trapdoor. Because now you have the same problem plus interest. And then you have a deadline on the new debt too. Grok gave confident advice. But confidence without context in a financial crisis can genuinely ruin someone. Realism. 6 out of 10. Useful in a real emergency. 4 out of 10. Emotionally intelligent. 3 out of 10. Grok gets a D+, tied with Gemini at the bottom, for completely different reasons. Okay, final rankings. Joint 4th place. Gemini and Grok. One gave too much information. One gave dangerously confident advice. Both missed what the moment actually needed. 2nd place. ChatGPT. Solid, practical advice. Right information in the right order. Just missing the human element. And 1st place. Claude. 3 videos in a row now. Not because the other AIs are bad, but because Claude keeps understanding something the others do not. When someone is in financial crisis, the advice is only half the job. How you deliver that advice is the other half. Now, I want to tell you something none of these AIs said. The single most important thing you can do right now, before you ever lose your job, before the crisis ever happens, is build 1 month of expenses in a savings account. Not 6 months, not 3 months, just 1 month. 1 month gives you enough time to think clearly instead of react desperately. 1 month is the difference between making good decisions and making decisions you will regret for years. Start that account today. Even if you put $20 in it, start today. Now I want to hear from you. If you lost your job tomorrow morning, do you have a plan? Be completely honest in the comments, because the more real your answer is, the more this channel can actually help you. And tomorrow I am asking these 4 AIs the question most Americans are too embarrassed to ask out loud. How do I start investing when I have almost nothing to invest with? Because that video might be the most important one I have made yet. Tomorrow. Do not miss it. Note, AI results are never the same twice. What these tools told me today might be completely different from what they tell you tomorrow. That is not a bug, that is AI. And that is exactly why this channel exists.